late. We have asked the speakers to adhere to their allocated time during for the presentations. And you can see you have the program in the book that was handed to you when you registered before this morning. So first we will have, like Samira pointed out, the FIP presidential address from President Dominique Jordan. Dominique Jordan is the president of the International Pharmaceutical Federation. He is also an immediate past president of PharmaSuisse. He has been president of the EXCO of the Community Pharmacy section of FIP in 2006. Then from 2010 to 2014 he was president of this section. And from 2014 to 2018, chairman of the Board of Pharmaceutical Practice and also a member of the Bureau of the FIP. In 2018, he has been elected as president of FIP. So please join me in welcoming Dominique Jordan for his presentation.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a good rest after this day yesterday. Big success. Thank you very much. And it's my pleasure and my privilege for this session. I'm very impressed and proud of the huge work done by all the people involved in the organization of this conference. I'm also more than happy to see how many pharmacists from the region and from other parts of the world are present today. Thank you to everybody for being part of our first regional conference. Now some words about FIP. And FIP was founded in 1912 in the Netherlands and stands for the International Pharmaceutical Federation. It represents over 4 million pharmacists and pharmaceutical scientists around the world. Our mission is to improve global health by advancing pharmacy practice and science to enable better discovery, development, access to and safe use of appropriate, cost-effective, quality medicine worldwide. FIP is a non-governmental organization in official relations World Health Organization since 1948 and works with multiple global and regional partners. With more than 140 members organizations and 22 observer organizations in 101 countries, our federation has a broad network all over the world. These associations are legally constituted in their country and represent pharmacists and/or pharmaceutical scientists. Member organizations have voting rights in the FIP Council. Over 150 academic institutional members made the choice to join FIP because we give to faculties and schools of pharmacy the possibility to become interconnected on a global platform of discussion. More than 4,000 individual members, individual pharmacists, pharmaceutical scientists, and pharmacy students took the opportunity to personally connect with FIP and others in their field of work, gathered in 8 practice sections and 8 sciences special interest groups. At my acceptance speech, council meeting at FIP Glasgow, September 2018, I committed to deliver with and for the FIP members, member organizations, and the profession, to consolidate and grow the FIP partnerships and collaborations, and to create evidence of impact. This can be summarized in 3 words: trust, solidarity, and action. From September to today, I mean September last year to today, I have been working with my CEO and her team to consolidate and grow the FIP partnership and collaborations, and to create, to deliver. From September to today, I've been working with my CEO and her team to deliver this commitment, and this event is one of the first outcomes. I can tell you, at the beginning, we were quite scared, because we didn't know if this kind of regional conference will be a success. And it's quite new, and it was very important for all of us in FIP to be closer to the pharmacists and to be closer to the region. And I think, I'm convinced, when I see the attendance today, and the attendance in next day, I'm sure, this was a need of the region. And I'm happy that you are here, and we are here at FIP to support you. Thank you very much. The regional engagement is for me a strategic priority. Each of the world's regions have distinctive population health needs, different health systems and services, professionals models and regulations, pharmacy practice, education, and innovations in science. Regional level engagement is the only effective mechanism for action and for identifying commonalities and shared vision with WHO. FIP provides a platform for regional level discussions through the regional pharmaceutical forums, which FIP had established in collaboration with WHO as independent forums non-governed by FIP. You will maybe ask me why a regional conference in the air, and because we want to discuss regional about population, health, practice, and service needs for primary health care. We want to assess regional service, workforce development, and education needs and strategies for pharmacy in primary health care. In order to be concrete and successful, it is essential to identify region-specific commonalities, challenges, solutions, and priorities relevant to and impacting pharmacy in primary health care. We want to set a collective vision and plan for the future of pharmacy in this region, and agree some actions and commit to delivery. The time has come to go for implementation. In this region, we have 11 FIP member organizations across 9 countries. We are committing to the Astana Declaration from Amman, envisioning the future together, transforming pharmacy for better primary health care. The program, concepts and themes draw from the language of commitment in the Astana Declaration on primary health care. The aim of this regional conference is to emphasize unity in the region, because we are a small family, and without being unified, we will have no chance to consolidate the pharmacists in the primary health care. We will focus together on highlighting pharmacy as a clear driver for the effectiveness of primary health care. We want to demonstrate that we are able, we are prepared, and we are capable to deliver the quality care expected of us. My commitment as President of FIP is to deliver with and for the FIP member organizations and the profession, across our regions, across our profession, across our sectors, to consolidate and grow the FIP partnerships and collaborations with WHO, with FIP regional forums, with partners and colleagues, and to create impact and evidence of outcomes with our plans, our discussions, and our commitments. Let's be the pharmacist successful in his way to consolidate his position in the primary healthcare. Remember, action, trust, and solidarity are not only words. They are the necessary criteria to accomplish this difficult undertaking together. I am convinced that FIP is the organization which can make it possible for pharmaceutical professionals to contribute considerably to healthcare in the near future, leading the profession through science-based education and new practice models adapted to the specific needs of each member organization. Long live pharmacy, long live FIP.
Thank you very much, President Dominique Jourdain, for your presidential address. And it is now my pleasure to introduce to you our CEO, Dr. Catherine Duggan. So Dr. Catherine Duggan is the Chief Executive Officer of the International Pharmaceutical Federation. She took up this role in The Hague in June 2018, and just look what she has already achieved with this regional conference. So Catherine is responsible for visionary leadership, support, development, and advocacy across the 144 member organizations of FIP and the 4 million individual members FIP represents. She is responsible for developing and delivering the strategy, planning, and working across global organizations such as the World Health Organization and the United Nations and other international professional groups. She will also chair the World Professions Health Alliance, which represents 31 million health professionals across medicine, nursing, dentistry, physiotherapy, and pharmacy. Catherine?
Thank you so much, Emma. Thank you so much, Samira. Thank you so much, President Jourdain. Thank you so much for having us here and for being part of our first regional conference. So I am moving us forward from Dominique's scene setting this morning with a presentation around committing to a global agenda on primary healthcare. And really, the 2 days we have ahead of us is about sharing practice, understanding our needs, understanding where we fit, and committing to change, and delivering Dominique's mission of trust, solidarity, and action. So, let me take you to the Astana conference, which was held in October last year. Many of you will remember the founding principles of primary healthcare that were laid out in 1978 in the Almaty in Kazakhstan. Pivotal moment for our professions. Endorsed at that conference, the declaration forms the foundation for the last 40 years. The Primary Healthcare Conference in Astana in 2018 endorsed a new declaration. And I would say, colleagues, this builds on what has gone before. Builds on what has gone before to meet the new challenges we face in primary healthcare across all our professions for all our patients. So this is about building on what we have achieved already. Something for us to think about over the next 2 days. The declaration aims to refocus efforts on primary healthcare to ensure that everyone, everywhere, is able to enjoy the highest possible attainable standard of health. So when we think about how we can step in and deliver this, we need to think about how everyone, everywhere, is able to enjoy the highest possible standards of pharmaceutical care and pharmacy care, wherever they are based. So we have have made many strides in the last 40 years, many, many strides. We think back 40 years, some of us obviously can think back 40 years, some of us obviously can't. We remember in 1978 how the world looked then. We have made many progresses, but we should still remember almost 6 million children each year die under the age of 5 years. We have differences across our countries, our nations, our regions, our globe, legally, fiscally, and regulatory, that can mean that practices are different. The cost of healthcare is rising, and reliance on provision and taxation models or insurance models are very tenuous. We see variances in students coming into our education and coming out, and this may be good, but it may also be a problem for us. We know that science is opening up many opportunities, but will we be able to afford these in the future? Are we equipped for them? And we know that patients' needs are changing and patients are changing. We know the success, this was laid out in Astana, the success of primary healthcare will be driven by knowledge and capacity, human resources for health, technology, financing, empowering our communities, and aligning stakeholder support. And you can see now where Dominique's vision fits with all of this. And we know that WHO will act on this declaration to solidarity and coordination between governments, the World Health Organization, the United Nations Children's Fund, and all stakeholders. And we are working ever closer with WHO to make sure that pharmacy plays a significant role in that achievement. When we look at the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, pharmacy plays a part in each of these, but of particular note, wherever we are based in the patient journey, pharmacy has a role to play in delivering good health and well-being for all. What our job at FIP is to make sure that pharmacy commits to deliver and support you through your member organisations to do just that, for your patients and for your public. Committing to the Astana Declaration from here over the next 2 days will be of supreme importance. It will demonstrate to WHO we are serious globally, we are serious regionally, and we are serious here in Jordan. And wherever you are from in our audience today, you can take those messages home and we will support you from FIP. And one of the big things we need to do, we know there are differences between our countries. We know this, but we can emphasize the unity in a region so we address the issues within that region together. So if we take the first tenet, universal health coverage, this is an ambition for 2030. We have to start achieving leaving nobody behind in the healthcare. And when we start to describe to policymakers how pharmacy can help with this, pharmacy is fundamental and is founded on safe systems and safe practices. Pharmacy has delivered and will continue to deliver the prevention strategies, from self-care, managing minor ailments, all the way through to vaccinations, immunisations, antimicrobial stewardship. The prevention agenda is pharmacy. And when we think about affordability and access to medicines, and access to professional advice and services, pharmacy is the solution. We think about innovation and implementation. The profession does this all the time through our history. We can track back innovation from our very start, but we need to tell this more and we need to sell this more. And our role in polypharmacy is fundamental here. We know that non-communicable diseases are a big agenda item for WHO and the United Nations. More than that, in pharmacy, we don't manage patients per disease, we manage the patients per their conditions across all of the NCDs they may be suffering from. So, describing our role in this, providing safe and effective care to patients, will be revolutionary. Primary healthcare is a pathway to universal health coverage. How can pharmacy step forward? How can we be pathfinders together? Well, already we are stepping forward. Already this regional conference is an example of pathfinding in practice. Thanks to my colleagues at JPA. Thank you, President. ourselves as part of the solution to primary health care enables pharmacy to deliver UHC. We find pharmacy across all sectors, not just academia and industry, not just hospital, but opening up our community sector to access to primary health care will be a game changer for the policymakers. Pharmacy at all points of care on a patient's journey. How we interact, how we impact, and how we deliver will be hugely important. Pharmacy equipped and being able to deliver. When we say to WHO, we can deliver primary health care with you, we need to come in and support the pharmacists to be able to deliver that through educational programs, working with our academic partners, through professional development programs, enabling people to deliver. We know this. If we commit, we have to deliver. Pharmacy is part of the solution for primary health care. When I describe to you universal health coverage means, what this means in practice, none of the words on this slide, whether they are in English or Arabic, are foreign to us. None of them. Pharmacy is bridging the gap in primary health care to deliver universal health coverage. Some of the ways we have done this, very briefly, for you, as FIP, over the years. We have been publishing, for many years now, many reports that then we need to deliver in practice. Our report is very useful. It combines all the data from all of our member organisations, but until you enable that in practice with toolkits and regionally appropriate solutions, it remains a publication. So we see our response to universal health coverage has been growing over the last 7 years, and promotion of this concept took place in 2012. With the Health Ministers Summit, and was followed up with the Chief Pharmacists meeting in Dublin in 2013. And we have our third Chief Pharmacists meeting being planned for Abu Dhabi in 2019. We also know that pharmacy is changing to adapt to consumer needs. We know this, changing dynamics. Patients demand that we are accessible and that we are there for them when they need us. And we describing this through our Gateway to Healthcare can deliver. We have recently published on the World Health Day, 7th of April, we published the FIP document, Eating and Communicable Diseases in the Community. This is a fundamental document, and I commend you to attend the NCD session tomorrow, but also to come and attend our session on vaccinations as well. Let's have a little competition here. We surveyed all our member organisations, and we have case studies. And I would like to say here that we do not limit the case studies to the end of the publication. We want more examples of good practice, more examples of how you, in your region, are delivering. And then we WHO, we heard this yesterday at our JPA Day, no healthcare without a workforce. We know that this strategy is really the existing workforce. This is really important. We need to renew and modernise our courses for our new workforce coming, but optimise the existing workforce is really important. And we need to anticipate and align investments for the future, thinking about how technology can free us up as a profession, not squash us down or threaten us. How do we use technology to free the pharmacists to be the best they can be? Strengthen policy planning and implementation. How can everyone help here? And then strengthen data, evidence and knowledge. Because without data, we have no intelligence. And without intelligence, we have no evidence. And no one will invest in us without evidence. We are a science-based profession. We know this. No healthcare transformation without a transformative workforce. This is a mantra for all of us. So in September last year, we launched the FIP Ed, the education arm of FIP Global Report, which is the first of any profession. The first of any profession to have 10 years worth of data about what our workforce looks like globally. So we need to do this for all parts of FIP and all regions of the world. A trends report for innovations and how we push this into practice. A trends report for NCDs and prevention agendas. This is our ambition now. And we won't do this alone. We will do this with you and for you. This is the largest retrospective study of pharmaceutical workforce capacity conducted by any organisation. And we think about pharmacy when we say this. But now Dominique and I know from conversations with WHO, it's the first from any. And we are looking at how we will look at safety and mobilise our profession to deliver safe practice. This builds on the work of GPP from many years ago. So none of this is done in isolation. And finally, let's think about the days ahead. You have a busy time ahead of you, colleagues. You have 4 key plenary sessions. You'll have some of them now. You have 6 high-level parallel workshop sessions and forums. You have 3 country panel discussions. You have 1 lunch session with our students and our young pharmacists, our future. You have numerous leadership side events and business meetings to attend. And we need you to network. So your job is big. You have a busy time ahead. For collective commitment to action on primary care, we need to deliver. So during the next 2 days, to sum up now, we will commit to delivering primary health care together. We will discuss and share openly and collaboratively. We will build the trust Dominique wishes. We will address the challenges head on. There will be challenges. Nothing too difficult for us to solve. We will focus on solutions, actions and outcomes in a word. We will capture all discussion outcomes to inform a regional roadmap for you, by you and for you. We will network and engage, and we will do this quite friendly. We will align with regional needs and regional priorities set by WHO and RAG. And that way, aligning means we are in solidarity. And you see where I go with this. By delivering, by committing, by building trust, we build solidarity. And then we will achieve together action. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you very much, Catherine, for this very interesting presentation. And now we move from FIP to JPA in Jordan. And it's my pleasure to welcome our president, Dr. Zaid Al-Kilani, who's president of our association. Zaid Al-Kilani is the president of JPA, leading its strategic vision and activities to advance pharmacy in Jordan. Zaid is also a community pharmacist by background and the chief executive officer of Rawhi Group,